This day started with the bright sunshine, and it means that it's time to finally go somewhere. Today. It will be the museum day, the museum day, because two museums have the free entrance today. So perfect chance to spend the day outside. But for now, let's just eat this lunch. Welcome to the sunshine, and as I said, two museums have the free entrance today. It's really a perfect chance to spend the day in the city, but I'm not going straight to them. Maybe I will visit some places. On the way to the city center, but I'm not sure what places I want to visit. Maybe the park, maybe the park, or maybe two parks, or maybe three of them. The weather is great, undoubtedly. Even the sun is shining more intensive like it was a week ago and even a month ago. It's even warm now. It's even hitting me from the right side. Great. And the streets are still empty and fresh. Great. That's why I like February. And also the roads became dry, like they should be, so it's possible to spend the day on the bicycle comfortably and safely, because it was kind of unsafe to move through the snowy streets, but now it's okay. And the snow is still lying on the streets because there were no even the one warm day since the week snowfall, the whole week snowfall. So the city is snowy and shiny because of the sun, because of the snow is white. Perfect. I said that the roads are empty, but I mean the pedestrian roads are empty. This intersection, this road near the intersection near the river is crowded as always. It's crowded as always. But pedestrian roads are clean. Just how I like it, and they are dry. They are surprisingly dry. Great. That's what I like. Maybe it would be a great idea to spend the day on the bicycle tomorrow in the city, because the road conditions are great, if it would be sunny again, of course. The sun is even started to shine more and more intensive. It's really warm today. Great. The temperature is low, but it's warm because the sun is hitting extremely intensive here. Maybe not extremely, but for the February is great. Ultimately. The pedestrian roads are clean, but look at this snowdrift, or how to call it. I wonder if it will be a little flat, then it will start to melt. It will start to melt maybe the next week, or maybe 2 weeks after. Just look at this, splendid. Definitely it is. So clean and fresh and empty. Great. The blessing, the sparkling of February. It's possible to call this picture the sparkling of February, because the sun is shining intensely, just like in March, even maybe like in April's morning. But it's still snowy and cold and fresh, and it's actually the second sunny day. Yesterday it was also so bright and shiny. Great. And it's warm. Okay, so maybe I can stay somewhere here in the area. Maybe I will stay near the church, near the church ahead, because I want to make the first stop. It's time to do it. think that the 2 days of sun is the reason why the pedestrian roads are so dry. Yeah, because the sun is hitting so intensive. It's even it's even hot, too warm in these winter clothes, especially from the backside. But it's better than it was a month ago, definitely. I decided to change away a bit and go through this church. Why not? Because as I said, I'm not going straight to the museum. It's so sunny and warm today, so it's worth it. Spend some time here. Welcome to the city of sunshine. As I said, my first stop will be the garden near the church, and it's on the right, yeah, on the right somewhere on the next bridge. So I need to cross this street and move along the embankment to it. Definitely the city of sunshine. It's even possible to walk on the ice. Yeah, it's solid enough. But I will use the embankment because, well, just because my next stop is near the next bridge, so there is no so long way to go for me. Because, yeah, it only left 5 or maybe, yeah, 5 hours of the sunshine. And I also want to visit the museum, so I don't have enough time for it, because it will take more than an hour walking on the ice. And here I am on near the church, near the river crossing with 3 bridges, and I see that something is happening on this bridge. The movie shooting. Maybe I should choose this way instead of that. Yeah, great idea, because it would be kind of hard to move through it. But maybe I will try, or maybe not. It is definitely the movie, because I see a cannon gun and some people in retro uniform. Therefore, I'll really use the left side of the embankment, and I think that the shooting is started. They said camera start or something like that, but I don't see any action, any activities. Yeah, and all the actors are just sitting on the bench. Strange. Interesting to see what the movie it is, or maybe it's just a TV series and not a movie. Who knows? Okay, I finally reached the park, and it only left to enter it. And I actually don't remember if there are any entrance on this side, near this alley on the embankment. So let's see. And here I am in the empty fresh park, empty sunny park. So it's time to find the sunniest bench and sit on it somewhere there, yeah, on the left side of the park. I mean, this side is right and that side is left, because it will be much sunnier there, and it would be possible to see the church from the bench. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Definitely it is to spend the time in the absolutely empty park. And I see the bench, my destination, the sunniest one. Near the fountain there I used to stop in September and October. Yeah, then it was still in use. Here it is. 40 minutes here would be a perfect decision from my point of view. And the view is splendid, just like it always was. Great. So let's see, let's choose something to read. And feel the sunshine. It's even started to become cold after half an hour. After half an hour without any moving, without any activity, so it's time to go ahead to the next stop. Actually, I don't like when the free entrance museum day is on the sunny day, because indoor activities are better when the weather is bad outside, from my point of view. But it's not that bad to merge them. Yeah, to merge them. The subway station entrance is still under construction, and I've reached the theater. Yeah, and I finally reached the theater, and it means that after one bridge will be the New Holland Park, my second stop. Actually, I will do the next stop, yeah, right after the first. Why not? Here it is. This part is actually under construction, and the entrance C is ahead. And it's also the Naval Museum on the right. It's possible to visit it for free in the end of the month. Maybe I will, or maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? But for now, the next stop is the park. I wonder how will it be in the middle of the day, because I'm usually visiting it in the evening. Yeah, during the evening or during the bad weather. But it will be the first time when I'm visiting it on the sunny day, on the sunny midday. I think it will be half empty, or maybe not. Let's see and check it. I have a feeling that there was a gate here in the past, or not here. Actually, there is the gates, or was the gates on this building, but I can't find them. I'm not really sure they are out there, because they were somewhere on this wall, if I remember, on this side. But it's just an empty hole right now. I can't believe that they were demolished. It's impossible. Or maybe they are somewhere inside of this place. Who knows? I actually don't remember their way. Somewhere on this wall. Maybe they are under reconstruction. Maybe they will be rebuilt. Yeah, maybe they will be rebuilt. I'm not really sure about it, but they definitely were there in the past. And here I reached the palace. Yeah, I wanted to see the castle, the palace. The red palace, the square with the red palace, and so I can cross this square using underground crossing. And I'm in the park, and I'm finally in the park. The road to the park is not that crowded as it always is. Yeah, it's a good sign, and I can see that the ice rink is empty or half empty. Yeah, it's empty. Maybe because it's cleaning right now. Maybe that's the reason. So great. So let's come in. The first thing that I've noticed is that the New Year decorations disappeared. Finally, yeah, it's the middle of February, it's kinda normal actually. So let's see what is inside the building. And it's closed, yeah. Something will be here. But now it's actually closed, so I'm going to the courtyard of it. And I'm still sort of curious about the gates. They should be somewhere. I can't believe that they were demolished, because I can't believe that the 18th century gates were demolished. It's impossible. So I see the columns here, but there is no gates. Maybe they are on the opposite wall, because there are two walls actually on this island. This have the triangle shape, so maybe they are not on this part. There is a hole. Maybe they are on the right part, and maybe they are somewhere here. So let's see and check. Yeah, I think that they would be there for some reason. Some fragments of the wild nature left. I actually remember that there was some sort of the garden, botanical garden there, yeah, on this courtyard. but now only this grass left. Yeah, and it's closed. Almost all of the park is closed, just like it was in January, December. Yeah, it's kind of normal for it, sort of normal for it. Only the ice rink is in use, and nothing more. So I didn't even find the gates. They should be somewhere here. This is the next hole, and I'll come closer to it. It's not easy to do because almost all the roads closed, especially back there. It's actually the first time that I see the park such an empty. I mean, extremely empty. There are only maybe 50 people inside. And I see that the ice rink is in use. Yeah, it's possible to ride on it, and the gates are there. Yeah, they were not demolished. They were just on the opposite wall. Because it's impossible. I'm sure it's impossible to demolish the 18th century gates, giant stone gates. So yeah, they're here. But it's better to see them from the opposite side. They looks kind of precious from the front side. The snow sculpture appeared after the snowfall. What is it? Some sort of the castle or some sort of the wall? Maybe. And I'm going to choose the bench. There are two candidates. One is near the ice rink, and the second one is here. And I think that I'll choose this one because it's kind of quieter here, because there are the music and something like that, and I want to spend this half an hour calmly. Yeah, so this bench will be my choice, definitely. Great, and the sun is still shining, not so intensive because of the trees, but still. So another half an hours of reading here will be quite a perfect decision. The water closed as clean as always. Yeah, that's why I like this place. There's only the one bicycle on the bicycle parking, as supposed of the winter. But actually it's not that cold that it was a month ago, because even after the 40 minutes on the sun, it's not that cold, really. Great. So I'm moving ahead, straight to the museum, to the bridge. I have finally reached the Red Palace on the square, and I see that the clouds started to appear on the horizon, so the sun is not shining so intensive like it was 2 hours ago. So it's a perfect time to come to the museum I think I will be there after half an hour or something like that, or maybe I will make another stop. That's why I don't like then it's sunny on the museum days, because it's better to spend the day outside than inside. So I finally reached the pier. There was a giant boat, giant cruise liner in summer, and it means that the museum is right there. Yeah, I even see the tower of it, one of the towers of it. Great, definitely, it's a perfect day. I said once that the best fence, the most beautiful fence is on the bridge that I'm crossing and going to the north on Saturday. But actually on this bridge it is also good, but that one is the best. It's somewhere ahead. That one is also good with the horses. Yeah. And it's actually so warm today, I don't even know why. Temperature is low, it's -5 or -7, just like it was. But there is no wind today, absolutely no wind today. and it's kind of wet, yeah, wet, no wind today, and the sun, even with the clouds, they started to appear near the horizon. It's still hitting kind of intensive. Great. Okay, maybe I can spend another time on the island ahead. Yeah, it's the island ahead. On some of the gardens. Why not? Why not? Awesome. Yeah. Great. Maybe I can spend time on the bridge because it is so sunny here. So sunny and fresh, even near the vehicle road. It's definitely worth to stay here a bit. Definitely worth. Or maybe I can do it on the embankment. Yeah, on the embankment right there. Perfect choice from my point of view. Maybe it would be not enough time to visit 2 museums as I wanted at first. Well, maybe the next month the weather will be bad on the free day, on the free entrance day. But this day I think that only one museum. Yeah, only one museum. But only left to choose what of them? To see the animals or, well, I'll think about it. The sky is becoming more and more cloudy minute by minute, so I'm sure that it will be, well, it will not be sunny tomorrow. Today is also enough. So, and choosing between the Zoological Museum and ethnographic, or how to say it, ethnographic museum, I think I'll choose the Zoological one because my main destination was it today, and I wanted to visit the second one afterwards in the evening, but actually it is evening now, so the sun will set after 3 hours or 2 hours, after 2 hours. So I think I will go to the Zoological Museum and spend 2 hours there. Yeah, or maybe, but actually maybe 3.5 hours will be enough to visit 2 museums because they are not so big, so maybe I can spend an hour in one museum and then in the second one, because I'm not going to walk around them. I'm going just to come there and just to sit. Yeah, just to come and just to sit and to read something, just like I'm doing it in the garden. So maybe I'll go to this garden at first because it's also good, or maybe to the next one. There are actually 2 gardens here. Yeah, and spend half an hour there and only then go to the museum. Perfect choice because the sun is still shining, not so intensive like it was, but still good, it's still worth it. There is actually no fence here on this part of the embankment, so it's kind of dangerous because there is a slippery on the ground, on the pavement, but it's not that bad. So I've reached the garden that I was talking about, with the column and 2 fountains on the right and on the left, and I'll spend here half an hour near one of the fountains. Yeah, near one of the fountains, on one of these benches on the sun, just because, why not? I think maybe 2 or maybe 1.5 hours will be enough for one museum, and 1 or 1.5 hours for the second one, because it's actually the middle of the day now and I want to catch the last half an hour of the sun. Here I am. Yeah, not so intensive the sun, I mean, not so intensive like it was before because of the trees and the clouds, but still good. The view is perfect here, even without the water in the fountain. So let's read something and spend here half an hour, maybe 25 minutes. Half an hour, yeah, half an hour will be great decision to spend here. It is finally time to move ahead. It is finally time to move ahead. And what can I say? That the sun is still shining. Great. So it's not that bad. I thought it would be really cloudy. I mean, without the sun. But no. It's still shining even through the cloud. And the streets are still empty. Streets are still empty. And I almost reached the museums because both of them are close to each other. Yeah, close to each other. But actually the museum that I'm heading for is kinda far than the second one. So I have to hurry up a bit or not. And here I came, actually the first and the second museums are the neighbors, so they're close to each other. So I really can visit the first one for 1.5 hours and the second one for 1.5 hours. Perfect plan from my point of view. Okay, I finally came in and it is really free today. It is really free today and crowded. So maybe I will walk around at first to see the exhibitions. I actually saw it a lot of times, but why not? It's still good. The skeletons and models of the animals. And then find some place to sit, some sort of the bench. Perfect plan from my point of view. The exhibition starts with the dogs, dummies, yeah, dummies or models or sketches. I think dummies is the best thing. Interesting to see them. Actually, they are the same just like they was in the past. Great, but they are really good detailed from my point of view. Then the chicken, also great detailed, and other birds. They're actually so big. I mean, comparing to the camera, it's, I don't know, 20 centimeters high. Then another birds, yeah, another birds and animals, a lot of them. As supposed of the Zoological Museum, all these dummies, models of them, and it's actually the whale skeleton here. So I'm moving ahead because it's not the best part of the museum, because it is continuous, as I remember, on the hall right there. So let's move here. The most interesting part actually is there. These seals look so cute, even they are not real, but still so cute and fat, just like the cats. Yeah, some sort of the cats. Great, especially their eyes. Okay, here I reached the main exhibition, and I think that I really can just walk around because it's not so big. There are a lot of skeletons, as I remember. Yeah. A lot of them, but actually I prefer to look at the models, because the best part of this museum is the models, because these parts are interesting, but I'm not here to look at them. Because this is the best thing here, some sort of that thing, just like the Naval Museum, but only with the animals. Great. Even the parasites here, the human parasites here, the whole stand, the whole podium of them. Interesting. Some sort of a giant one. Not so pretty from my point of view. Actually, the most beautiful, the most interesting, even look at this. Whoa. Disgusting, yeah, disgusting. The most beautiful parts are the models of the animals in the central hall. I mean, they are so detailed, even with the parts of the nature they are living. A lot of them. These penguins. I remember that snake from the childhood. It is so giant. I mean, it is so big. This model, anaconda. Yeah, I wonder how it will be to meet it in the reality. Maybe it's extremely scary because it is so big it even can kill a human. Yeah, it even can kill a human. Great. So moving ahead. There should be the birds ahead, as I remember. There will be the penguins and there would be the birds somewhere ahead. Ah, there they started. There they started, giant birds. The skeleton, but actually I always liked the dummies, the models of them. So detailed. I actually saw the real one once, and it was really, and it's even bigger than this one. They are so giant, but it's still birds. Great. Here's that I was talking about, the birds. Yeah, the birds. One of my favorite sections of these museums with the birds. For some reason, they are so detailed, so beautiful. Not beautiful, but pretty. Yeah, pretty cute. Especially this one. But the problem here is that there are no benches here. I mean, there is a bench here. I mean, maybe I can even sit here. Whoa. Actually, it appeared not so far ago because I didn't remember it from the past. Maybe I will spend the time on one of these benches. But as I said before, I just walk around and recall my memories about this place because I'm not visited it too often compared to the other museums. Great. So big and so detailed. Even with the roof right here. Because they're living on the roofs. The bird sections are giant here. One of the I don't know, widest part of the museum. No, actually the whale was the biggest one, the whale and the seals, but I mean the quantity of them, there are a giant quantity of the birds compared to the sea animal section. Great. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. And even the eagles near its nest, or what is it? Just the tree. It is so giant. Golden eagle. This bird is called golden eagle, as I remember. So big. It is, I don't know, it is bigger than the cat, just like a little dog. Here are the birds of the sands of the deserts. They are not so big like the previous one. I mean, most of them, but some of them are still big. So let's move ahead. And now where I came to the tree with the little birds. They look more like the local birds. Yeah, like this city's local birds. Interesting. These birds are called vultures in English. Vultures, yeah, maybe. Also looks good. I actually came back to the previous section. And moving ahead to the European birds. Yeah, maybe it's European birds because it's possible to find these birds here around the city, or maybe a little bit on the south. some sort of the wall. So big one. Great. The birds are really beautiful. The most beautiful section of this museum. Here they are. It's kinda rare to meet them in the real nature. At least I can see them in the museum. Looks so big and beautiful. Almost half of the museum consists of birds. Lots of them, I mean thousands of them, not even hundreds. Little, big ones. Little ones is also good. Yeah, it's the south birds. Southern birds. Southern birds are pretty because they are colored. It's impossible to find the blue one and the red ones and the pink ones, orange ones. Comparing to the northern birds, they are not so big, but still, it's actually they look like the forest birds. Yeah, the forest birds. That's because they are not so big. And this one is not from the forest. So the forest birds have, as I remember, don't have a big size. So let's move ahead. And ahead the animals started. The animals started, the southern animals. Even the kangaroo ahead. Australian, yeah, all of these animals are from Australia. All the types of kangaroos, sorts or species of kangaroos. Good, even this wolf. The next section, we are moving from Australia to the north, to the polar bears. They are not so big as I expected actually. I expected them to be much bigger, and we came back to the seals. And actually it was made in 1838, these dummies, this section. It looks good, and maybe they are real. Yeah, maybe they are made from the real animals. I have some sort of feeling. And here we are on the north. Yeah, all this section is the north, from my point of view. So let's move ahead to see what else can I find here. And we find an elephant, yeah, a giant elephant. There was actually the skeleton of elephant somewhere ahead, as I remember. So let's try to find it. I think I'll just reach it in the end of the museum. It was there in the past. So I came to the gorilla section, to the monkey section. Or not just monkeys. But there are a lot of them. A lot of little ones, big ones, and they're not so big actually, just like a human or a child. Yeah, or a child. Not so pretty. No, I mean they are pretty, but compared to the birds, some sort of plain appearance. So let's move ahead. Here we came to the sea species, to the skeletons actually, and the dummies. Interesting. So big, yeah, so big. Comparing to the not sea species. And actually, I finally reached the elephant skeletons, because there are a lot of them. They are so big, but comparing to the sea species, they are not so giant. I mean, big, but not so giant. Great. But I'll move ahead because there is nothing interesting for me here. The nature models are splendid here. The grass so detailed, and animals, of course. It is actually interesting to see how the real animals look when you live in the city and don't see them. Neither, except dogs and cats. Yeah, the wild animals are giant, are so giant. Maybe it's a sort of danger to meet them in the wild nature. I mean, not this one, but the carnivores. I mean, the carnivore, some sort of the wolves or some sort of it, because meeting with these guys would be deadly from my point of view. With these guys, yeah, so dangerous. But detailed. Actually, the wolves are not so big, just like a big dog, just like a giant dog, but they're much stronger than them. They definitely look like the real ones. Maybe they were made from the real animals, these dummies. Maybe, who knows? But they really looks like real. Even the eyes. Yeah, maybe they were really made of the real animals. But the leaves are also looks like real, but they are not real. Definitely not real. Because they are the same just like they were in the past. These guys are fighting with each other for some reason. Brown bears are even smaller than the white ones, than the polar ones. I actually thought that they were bigger, maybe because I saw them in the childhood, but actually I was here then I became an adult. But I actually expected the bears to be much bigger than these models are. Strange. Whoa. And we came to the south. Came to the south or not. Who knows? I'm just walking around, just looking at this. I'm actually not reading any signs. Are they real, I wonder? Looks like really. So detailed. It may be hard to catch a real leopard for the museum, but actually a lot of these dummies and animals I wanted to see here were made 100 years ago, or maybe 150 years ago. So they are not modern. They are not modern because this museum is sort of the old one. Whoa, 1,000 kilos of meat. 1,000 kilos of meat. It's possible to eat it for a whole year for one person. Even not a year, maybe 3 or maybe 4 years for one person. 1,000 kilos, it's, if you would eat 1 kilo a day, or no, half a kilo a day, it will take 7 years to eat the whole animal. Useful one, actually. As I said before, the most detailed and furry animals are in the end of the museum, and I almost reached it, as I said, but I'm going to spend the time to sit on the bench near the birds, or maybe I can choose two places to do it. So here are the foxes, the fox section, and they look like dogs, look like cute dogs. They are so little compared to the other animals, compared to the wolves especially. I actually thought that the wolves and the foxes have some sort of the similar size in the childhood, but actually they are not. The foxes has the size of the cats, most of them, and the wolves have the sizes of the dogs. Yeah, the sizes of the dogs. And the bears. Bears are so furry and little. I actually expected the bears to be much bigger. Maybe some of the bears are giant, bigger than the human, but most of them look like I don't know, maybe because it is standing on the four legs. Maybe that's the reason. If it were standing on two legs just like a human, it would be giant. It's sort of a danger to meet this guy in the wild nature. Or the tiger, yeah, tiger. It would be deadly to meet this cat or a dog. Is tiger a cat or a dog? I don't remember. To meet this guy in the real nature. In Far East. Yeah, this Far East tiger. But looks so detailed actually. It's said that it's impossible to touch them. No, I mean it's not said because it will be unsafety for them, because they are old but they look so good because nobody is touching them because of this glass. Yeah, because of this glass and these jaguars and pumas. Okay, and I finally reached the end. Almost reached the end. Leopards are so little, just like a dog. I expected them to be, some of them no, some of them bigger. I expected them to be just like a tiger actually, just like a tiger. The mummy of a leopard, looks not so pretty. The dummies are much better. So let's move ahead to see what's left here. The giraffe section. The giraffes are as big as I expected them to be. I mean, so big. Their neck especially. So then the lions ahead. The lions are also big. Also big. And scary. Their teeth. Yeah. Just like the real king of the nature of Africa. The real king of Africa. This is how it looks like in reality. Yeah, it would be really deadly to meet them, but I'm not sure, because I saw a lot of footage of the lions, and so maybe it's not that danger to meet them. Maybe they are not hunting people straight. Who knows? Who knows? Look at this, it is so tiered. All of them. All of them. And here I reached the end of the museum. Here I reached the end of the museum, and on the left, nothing left here. On the left, some species on the left side, yeah, or on the right side. On the left from my point of view. And that's all. And I'm choosing the bench to sit and to spend the time here. Another camels. There are a lot of camels actually, and they're so giant. In the childhood I thought that the camels are not so big, just like this one or just like that one, but this one is, I don't know, it's 2 meters high. So big, it's, I don't know, maybe 300 kilos. It has 300 kilos weight or something like that. Or this one, just look at that. It has the size, I don't know, of even not a vehicle, of a truck, of a little truck. And there are also their victim lying on the ground. I said that a lot of animals are old in this museum. For example, this one is from 18th century, from 1792. But looks like it was made yesterday, just because of this glass, because nobody is touching them. Yeah, great. And there are a lot of benches appeared actually, so it's possible to just sit somewhere and just read something. So I think I'll choose some of the benches, not this one. not this one. I want to start with the birds. Yeah, with the birds. And then change the place. Great. Great decision. Sort of scary than it is looking at you. But it's inside the glass, so there is no problem here. And it's even not alive. They're so cute, most of the animals here. And again with his victim, it is even bigger than the wolf. Some sort of the half a hundred kilo of food lying on the ground. And I finally reached the birds. I have finally reached the bird section and choose one of the benches to spend time here, one of the picturesque one. Another cute pair. It would be great to have the bench right here, but there is not. It's impossible to find it because there is no any benches. So moving ahead, I'm still in the bird section that is sort of giant. And here would be the big birds ahead. And I want to spend the time somewhere here, and I'll actually see the bench. And what section is waiting for me? Kinda pretty one. With the pink birds. With the pink and giant birds, yeah. Kinda perfect place to spend the time, definitely. And read something. It's time to change the location and only the insects left. Yeah, the insect section. It's not that interesting like the big animals one, but still good. So I think I'll move around it, just walk around it, watch at the different species, and then find the second bench to sit. Just look at this view, the sun is still shining outside. Great, because I'm going to change the museums after half an hour. Yeah, I will now move around the last part of it, but it's not so interesting, so it would not take a lot of time. And that's all. And then move. There are only photos and portraits here. Maybe I could read something about the scientists that are working or were working in this museum, because it's not only the museum, it's still some sort of the scientific institution here. Yeah, the whale skeleton is giant. No, undoubtedly the biggest exhibit in the whole museum. So big, and I'm moving to the opposite side, the last one, and find the bench somewhere in this big hall, maybe that one, to look at the whale. Why not? Or near the dogs and cats. Near the dogs, yeah. Insects are not my favorite part of the museum, actually. No, it's good, but nothing interesting to do here, from my point of view. Here is the place that I was talking about. Whoa, such a splendid view on the window behind me. And I'm going to spend an hour, 20 minutes or maybe half an hour here and move to the exit because I spent here enough time, and the second museum is waiting for me. The second museum, it's also not so big, just like this one, so it would take 1.5 hours, not longer, because is going to close after 2.5 hours, so I will spend half an hour here, when 15 minutes to move from one museum to another one, and 1.5 hour in the second museum. Perfect plan from my point of view. But for now it's reading time. Yeah, reading time. So moving ahead to the next museum, and what can I see that the sun has finally set behind this cloud, behind this giant cloud near the horizon. So it was even half a day of a bright weather, and I have 2 hours of them. Yeah, at least 2 hours. At least 2 hours of time to spend in the other museum, to sit in the other museum and read something. Perfect plan in my opinion, because weather is not so good. It was good, but still. And it's not so warm without sun, because the sun were heated so intensive. So yeah, the next museum is the perfect choice, and I see the corner of it, of this green building. So let's find the entrance and move, and enter it, not move here. Find an entrance and enter it. Free entrance days are the splendid advantage of the state museums. Yeah, great. It's so convenient that it's possible to visit them for free, especially in winter when it's cold outside and there are not so many interesting places to spend in the city compared to the summer. And I reached the entrance, so let's enter it finally and find a cozy bench inside. And here I am. The museum is going to close after 1.5 hours, so I'm almost the only one here. So let's find a cozy place. I like to visit this place in the evening because it's really so empty here, empty and spacious, and there are a lot of benches to spend time. But I will not stop I will stop somewhere ahead, because there are lots of beautiful exhibitions there. I actually noticed that I'm visiting this place too often, almost every month. It would actually be great if it were possible to sit in this hall, in this rotunda. Yeah, in this rotunda, but actually there are no benches inside it, only outside. So I'm moving ahead maybe to the Indian section. Yeah, to the Indian section, I think so. I actually was talking about Indonesian section, not Indian, but it's sort of hard to find a bench here to sit, so maybe it would be impossible, and I'll just walk around it. I'll just walk around this place for 1.5 hours. Why not? Why not? Actually, half of it really belongs to India. This balcony is splendid. I wonder where it came from, maybe really from Indonesia or from India, from one of these countries, but it looks so good. Yeah, this wood, so detailed, so detailed. I wonder how old it is, maybe 200 years or something like that. And this precious, pretty ebony wood screen is still here. Yeah, one of the most beautiful exhibits in the whole museum. This one, and I finally noticed that there are no places to sit. There are no places to sit here, so I think I'll just walk around and watch. Just walk around and watch for an hour and go home. It's definitely worth it. Especially the porcelain section, yeah. I like the porcelain section of this museum. All these ancient dishes and vases and jars. So good, so detailed. Great. Actually, this porcelain is from the 15th century. I'm talking about this one. Great. And I actually reached the end of the museum, so I'm coming back because I was going to find the bench, but didn't find it. So I'll just walk around the exhibition, and that's all. Just look closer at this exhibit because it's really good. They are really good. This tray with the teapot. Finally, I found place to sit. Yeah, it's possible to find a bench, but not so easy. So half an hour here will be a perfect ending of this long day, of this long museum day. Yeah, half an hour till the closing hour of the museum. Yeah, till it will be closed. It's almost 6 o'clock, and I'm finally going back home. I decided to choose the other way for the city center. Why not? Why not? It's so bright, actually. No, really, it's 6 o'clock, but it's still bright. Yeah, the spring is coming, definitely. And the sky became absolutely cloudy. Yeah, absolutely cloudy. Whoa, so many buses, 5 of them in line, and 3 on the opposite side of the road. So the sunset would be a perfect ending of this day, but still, it's still good. It's still good. It's still warm. I don't know. It's kind of wet right now and no wind, so it's sort of comfortable to be outside. Yeah, to be outside. So maybe I can go to the square near the palace. Why not? Yeah, perfect plan. I see people walking on the ice ahead. Interesting. Great, so empty, so unusual for this place. It actually would be almost dark after 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Yeah, so it's the last minutes of the day. So spacious here. Yeah, just like as always. It's actually crowded. The first battery have finally dead, and yeah, as I said, I'm on the square and heading back home. Yeah, it's really starting to become dark so fast, and some lanterns were turned off just a minute ago. So lanterns were turned off just a minute ago, but it's actually 6 o'clock, and it's strange. It's so bright for this time of the day, but it's okay because it's the middle of the February. I think in the middle of the March or even April it will be bright till the 10 p.m. or maybe 11 p.m. just like in summer. Yeah, just like in summer. But actually the sunset or the eclipse is kind of pretty. Yeah, sort of pretty. Walking through this giant crowded square. It is actually strange to see that the lanterns are not turned on yet. Strange that they are not turned on yet, because they're supposed to be. It's actually something like not half past 7, but still 6 with something, and it is still dark here. Strange. Maybe there should be the reason for it. Definitely. Here they are. It is 10 minutes past 6, I mean 18:10, and the lanterns are finally turned on. Yeah, because it's kind of gloomy without them. I mean, it started to become dark later, but the lanterns also started to turn on later. Yes, it will be much better right now, because it was, I don't know, not so cozy. To move through the city without the lights. It was actually sort of a long, interesting day from my point of view, because I mean, I visited 3 or 4 gardens, I mean benches in the gardens, and 2 museums. Yeah, it's kind of much for a day. It's sort of many places, and I'm finally going back home because I'm sort of hungry, and it was enough for today. Yeah. I have finally reached the first checkpoint, and it's so shiny here, so bright and shiny here. Great. Yeah, definitely great. It would be sort of the pleasant trip back home. I'm sure. This evening could be pleasant, but I think I will go back home non-stop because, well, just because it was enough activities for a day, and it's kind of dark. Yeah, it's sort of dark, but pretty, because the sun is still blue and the lights are turned on. Yeah, some sort of the eclipse or after sunset. Great. Definitely. So, I've reached the first bridge. Yeah, the first bridge. The first river crossing. It's actually so picturesque when I'm crossing it on the bicycle during my bicycle trips to the beach, as I remember from summer, because of this house on the corner. Yeah, because of this house and because it's almost empty, almost always, because of the bus lane right here. Yeah, such a good memories. Such a good memories. And it finally became dark. Yeah, the sky was blue back on the square, but now it's absolutely dark. Maybe on the camera it would be a little bit bright, but in reality it's black. Black, yeah. Black, but pretty. So, let's move ahead. Some sort of the picture. The Prince Charming is moving to his palace on his horse. Yeah, interesting. And I almost reached the second checkpoint. I mean the river crossing with the bridges. Yeah, where I started actually. It left some sort of the 200 meters or something like that. So. And the fireman is still standing, the fireman dummy is still standing here. Yeah. Actually, the road back home for some reason feels faster than the road to the museum. I don't know why. It's always like that. Coming back home feels a bit faster than coming to the destination everywhere, especially in the city center. And here I am, yeah, here I am on this beautiful river crossing. It's so empty here, and even no birds that are always hanging around this area. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder what sort of the movie or TV series were recorded today. Because there are a lot of actors sitting on the bench. A lot of them. But I'm moving ahead actually. There's nothing interesting to do here at night. Yeah, here at night. Actually, the city became so empty. There are no cars and almost no pedestrians around. Strange, but it's only 6:30 or 7 o'clock. Yeah, some sort of 7 o'clock right now. But so empty. Yeah. The serenity, the winter serenity. Beautiful. I've reached the next bridge here, the second bridge, and it means that I almost came back home. It's impossible to call it the third checkpoint. The second was the church, yeah. The church. The third checkpoint on my way. The next one will be the third bridge, and that's all. And that's all. It's some sort of dark here in this area. I don't even know why. And I see that somebody is walking on the ice. Yeah, the ice is solid enough to walk on it. Because it's February. But I don't have time for that today. So I'm moving straight back home. So I have finally reached the last bridge, the third one. And what can I see? It's extremely crowded here actually. because of the railway station and the subway station on the left. So, and it left some sort of the 15 minutes to come back home. Great. Definitely. Definitely great. So crowded here. And this sweet dinner will finish my day. Yeah, finally. Finally it will finish my day. So it's 1954 and the day has finally finished, yeah, as I said before. Great, it only left to eat, to upload the video and to watch something. It was sort of pleasant day from my point of view, especially the sun in the morning and during the midday and the museums. Great. I definitely like it.